everyone, this is Top for Glory, episode 193. We are 193 episodes deep into Top for Glory. We are 24 hours removed from probably one of the best pay-per-views of the summer. We are 24 hours removed off of Summerslam, and where there's wrestling, there's a podcast, and where there's a podcast, there is Talk for Glory. So here I am, your host, Enigma V4, to bring you the WWE Summerslam review. I have brought you guys G1 predictions, 5-star Grand Prix predictions, and it only seems right that as I bring you guys the best tournaments of the summer, I bring you the best pay-per-view of the summer. Let's dive into this. So to start us off, we have a special guest ref, Seth Rollins versus, hopefully not injury-prone, CM Punk versus a Scottish Terminator, bloodthirsty Drew McIntyre. And what do I have to say about this match? It was goddamn enjoyable. Now, it wasn't the bloodbath I was hoping for. You know, after everything that CM Punk's done to Drew, yes, Drew has said a couple things and he's stolen a 5 to 10 cent bracelet. But when you're facing a man that has screwed you out of your WrestleMania celebration, when you're facing a man that has screwed you over in front of your countrymen, when you're facing a guy when you're facing a guy that has screwed up your Money in the Bank cash-in, there must be blood. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. It kind of felt like a standard wrestling match for the most part. Seth did his great job as a referee, no bias or anything. If there's one thing I actually did like about this match, it's that it wasn't really that rushed. A lot of people weren't liking the style, but me personally, I liked that it was a bit slow. I like the fact that it wasn't all that in about 5 minutes or 6 minutes. They told a story, they got a little physical, and, you know, Seth got in the crossfire, basically. I will say, though, that in the end, when CM Punk had everything, CM Punk had Drew dead to rights, a non-biased referee, and basically the win in the bag. I find it damn near hilarious that this man sees that 5 to 10 cent bracelet and, hey, it has some sentimental value. That's great. But you have a man that you have screwed over way worse than any of the shit he said. I don't think I would take my eyes off of the prize here. Now, whether your goal here, CM Punk, is to survive or win or anything, or just actually embarrass Drew McIntyre, you were doing a great job when you had the ball in your corner. But I must say, seeing Seth Rollins with that bracelet, and then eventually hitting Seth with a GTS, which all Seth was doing was he was basically telling Punk to focus. Like, dude, I'm just a ref. This bracelet, you can have it back right after this match. But hey, maybe he wanted that bracelet sooner than what could have been guaranteed. Maybe he saw red when he saw the bracelet. But you know what he didn't see? He didn't see the win, because Drew fucking McIntyre, the 2020 Talk for Glory Superstar of the Year, someone who kind of has a foot in the door for 2024. We talk about how Drew McIntyre has A, beaten Cody Rhodes, B, beaten CM Punk, C, won the Elimination Chamber, and D, had his WrestleMania moment. So come around December, Drew McIntyre may be in the talks. And whether he's injury prone, maybe he's injury prone, maybe he gets injured every 2 months. Hell, maybe he has weak bones. Maybe, just maybe, he has bones made out of
Go cry me a river.
real glass. He has bones made out of real glass. And every excuse you guys can think of for a CM Punk fan, Drew McIntyre has wins. Now, I will say, though, that Drew sadly lost the battle. Not the battle, the war. You beat Punk, great. But this man has screwed you over way too many times for just one W to be enough. Now, if I'm Drew McIntyre, come Monday Night Raw, yes, I won, and who knows, maybe the next feud is between Seth and Punk. But me personally, if I'm Drew, this ain't over. I need a last man standing match. I need an ambulance match. So viewers, answer me this. With Drew McIntyre beating CM Punk, do you think Drew McIntyre got all of the justice he probably deserves after Punk costing him his WrestleMania moment? Well, not moment. After Punk cost him his first world title run in front of fans, when he embarrassed Drew at Clash of the Castle, when he ruined his Money in the Bank cash-in. Do you guys think Drew McIntyre's one win has done him justice the way CM Punk has embarrassed him? But be all and end all, congratulations, Drew McIntyre. Seth, great job as ref, but you got your ass laid out. Next is for the Women's Championship. It's Bayley versus Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax, now ex-champion Bayley. And I'll be honest, I guess in-ring quality, it was okay. It was entertainable. But there was something about... God damn it, car passing by, guys. Jesus, traffic was a bitch. But in-ring, this... Nope, it's not over. But whatever, guys. The best way I can put it is it lacked that champion versus challenger feel. And what I mean by that is, yes, Nia Jax is the Queen of the Ring. And yes, Bayley was the women's champion. But did Bayley feel like a champion? I felt Bayley as a challenger from when she won the Royal Rumble and faced Io at WrestleMania. I felt that. I knew Bayley was a challenger. I felt it. But I didn't feel Bayley the champion. Same way we had her in previous title runs, whether it be tag or her 2020 run with the SmackDown Women's Championship. I didn't get that vibe that Bayley was a champion here. They could have done a lot better with her run. If we had to stack some bodies to give her some names, hell, I would have given Bayley challengers such as Mia Yim, Naomi. Naomi. If you really wanted to, before she won Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton. And I know they did one triple threat with Naomi and Tiffany, but I would have probably done 1v1s. But Nia Jax is our new women's champion, and she is our irresistible force, Queen of the Ring, Women's World Champion. Well, not Women's World, but Women's Champion. And I guess it's doing its job because I'm not happy. Well, not happy. I'm not excited or curious about this run. I'm more curious as to when Tiffany Stratton is cashing in. That kind of has my curiosity. That kind of has my mindset. Because for the longest times, and that's just one of the things I love about Money in the Bank. Whenever you're close to someone that's Mr. Money in the Bank or Miss Money in the Bank, I love the idea of you may be friends, but do you value your friendship to the point where you wouldn't cash in on this person? And I don't think we've actually had that in wrestling where, friends cash in on each other. I would have loved to see that last year when Damian Priest was senior Mr. Money in the Bank, and let's say hypothetically Finn Balor had won. I would have loved the idea of Finn constantly questioning, hey, you're going to cash in on me? So I'm hoping that Tiffany Stratton, with her briefcase, gets Nia Jax second guessing herself. But again, new champion. Congratulations, Nia Jax. Now it is time for, I'm not gonna lie, probably one of my least anticipated matches on the card. But for what I saw, for how badass it was in the moment, the most brutal. Or I might just be talking the shits. It is champion Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. No, I'm not calling her mommy. Unlike you, I don't know what the hell to call you people. Well, you guys know who you guys are. The ones that bark at the screen every time they see Rhea. So, I personally didn't care about this match. Couldn't give two shits. If you wanted me to put some entertainment on it, I would have loved a ladder match. I would have genuinely loved a ladder match where we have Dominic Mysterio in a shark cage, and the Women's World Championship on the other side. And I would have loved to see, similar to the custody of Dom match, where Dom's life is basically in the hands of two people. I would have loved to see, let's say hypothetically, Rhea unlock Dom's cage first, get him down from there, and then tries to go for the championship. But then Dom knocks over Rhea's ladder, and Liv wins the Women's World Championship, or retains. But that's just me. Maybe I'm shooting for some nostalgia in here. But I kind of didn't care about this because the focus wasn't for the title, and the focus wasn't, how do I say this? The focus truly wasn't actually on the match itself. It kind of was just like, hey, where does Dom's loyalty, or does Dom really love Rhea, or just in general, does Dom really trust Rhea as much as Rhea thinks she does? I mean, Rhea thinks he does. And when you have a focus like that, it kind of takes away from, championships. And I love/hate that. Because it shows that not all stories need a title. But then it also gets me wondering, so why is there a championship involved? And that was kind of the issue here, where I think if these two were going to have a match, it should have literally been for one prize or the other. I guess either Dom's love, or whatever you want to call it, or the Women's World Championship. Don't make it for basically for both. In well, you put it for the title, but it's also secretly for like the affection of Dom. And I'm kind of just spitballing, but in ring it was cool. Rhea popped back in her shoulder, which was badass. But Dom basically turning on Rhea for me, kind of soured the win for me. But it also goes back to what Liv Morgan had said a while back, that she's taking everything that Rhea loves, that being basic, well, yeah, maybe the Judgment Day or Dom and the Women's World Championship. So has Liv's revenge tour finally been completed? She's got it all. The gold, the guy, the group. So I guess, yeah, I should ask all viewers, do you think Liv Morgan's revenge tour is complete? With now having the girl, with Liv Morgan now having the guy, the gold, the group, is Liv Morgan's revenge tour complete? But with it being complete, I also must say congratulations on retaining the Women's World Championship, Liv Morgan. Now let's go on to for the United States Championship, and my God, has that title died. Like the last time I heard someone say this person had a horrendous United States title run, that was Dean Ambrose. But this is god awful. This is a damn near war crime. It is the Maverick Logan Paul defending. I can't say defending, but champion or former now versus LA Knight. And we probably should reinstall that LA Knight button. But this match went fucking amazing. Was it the best match? No, but it might have been like top 3, top 2. Logan Paul, and I'm gonna have to bring up a conversation me and Smooth had last night, where he texts me, Logan Paul is amazing in the ring, undeniably. And I'm not gonna disagree with that. Logan Paul is great in the ring. His in ring is not in question, but it is his defenses, his run, the days spent as champion. Like, I don't know how you can be so good in the ring and barely showcase it. And when I say barely showcase it, I mean especially as a champion. Like, a lot of people tend to say that, oh, Logan Paul as US champion brought a lot of publicity. Great, cool. Maybe he's on YouTube. Maybe he's on TikTok. Maybe he's doing backstage media. Maybe he's doing all these things with the United States title on his shoulder. But guys, you guys act like you can't be a good wrestler, good storyteller, and a media influencer at the same time. Great example, The Miz. The Miz had arguably one of the greatest Intercontinental Championship runs, and that dude brought that title everywhere. He was doing media, great. He defended the title, great. He told stories with it, great. So it's not impossible to do both, where you can put the belt on social media, tell everyone, look at me, I'm a champion, put it on Fox, put it on YouTube, put it on TikTok. Hell, you can fucking put it on Facebook. It's not that hard to do it, because if we've had one person do it, so can 10 other people. But this isn't a rant about Logan Paul. It is about the culmination. It is about finally saying LA Knight is a champion. Some people say it was long overdue. Me personally, I think he should have been a one-time NXT champion, probably could have been for like 2 months, 3 months. Didn't care. The promo works that dude can do with a belt on his shoulder is amazing. And I believe it was either a suplex or a brainbuster this dude delivered to Logan Paul, and both of these guys took such an insane bump. I really thought there's no way in hell that they just let him do a brainbuster. That was so kick-ass. And then just to now think about the whole fact of with LA Knight holding gold, Logan Paul's schedule is pretty free. Now, what should Logan Paul do now? Honestly, now you can have him do all his part-time shit. Like that's okay now. I'm not mad at that. Everything Logan Paul does now, A-okay. What he did before, war crimes. 200 plus days, 2-3 defenses, insane. And he had a WWE title match in the middle of that. But LA Knight with that belt, I hope to God he brings prestige, just as The Miz did with the IC title way back when. But right now, I must say congratulations to the new United States champion, LA Knight. So now we're getting into the big three. It is for the Intercontinental Championship. It is the underdog from the underground. It is theoretically El Generico. You guys keep saying this man's El Generico. There's no proof of that. Next thing you know, you guys are going to tell me that Ricochet was Prince Puma. It is Canada's own. It is Sami Zayn defending Intercontinental Champion versus what I like to call the unhinged Pitbull. And why I call him that is because when this dude hits a spear, actually, screw that. When this dude runs in motion for the spear, there is no stopping this man. This man is a shark in the water, smelling blood. And when he connects that spear, he's basically taking a bite of flesh. And wow, just wow. What a match to showcase some dominance, but also some back and forth from Sami Zayn. I still don't stand by this idea of Sami Zayn is an underdog. This dude's a goddamn main eventer. I don't know what else you guys would have wanted from a quote-unquote underdog. A man that's main evented WrestleMania. A man that is Grand Slam. No. Sami Zayn has not won the United States Championship. So, a Triple Crown winner. This man ended 2. Actually, let's think about that, guys. Do you guys think Sami Zayn is a underdog after he has main evented WrestleMania and ended 2 of the longest title reigns in WWE history, that being the Usos and Gunther with the WWE Tag Team Championships and the Intercontinental Championship? But there's not a lot I could say about this match because I'm just happy that Braun won the belt. Now, I don't need him to be on a Gunther run. I need this man to go on a 6-month beast run where WWE lines him up and he knocks him down, damn near spear straight. And I know a lot of people that like to talk about spears in the business. Well, some of us talk about Roman Reigns. Some of us talk about Edge. Some of us talk about Batista. Some of us fucking talk about how I hear some of you guys talk about the Toxic Spider Thekla. I hear some people talk about Jordan Maloney spear. I hear some of you guys talk about Clark Connor spear. I hear some of you guys fucking talk about wow, I'm forgetting this person's name. I hear you guys talking about the Gore sometimes. But when I tell you, with the quickness and the efficiency of this spear, Braun Breaker may have damn near top 2, number 1 spear. And this dude just shredded Sami Zayn. So congratulations, and get ready for the reign of dominance. Braun Breaker, new Intercontinental Champion. Now it is time for Yes, you know what title's main evented now. For the undisputed WWE Championship, it is the American Nightmare, Homelander, the kid's new favorite hero, Cody Rhodes, versus 11 and 60, fake tribal chief. This man may be Samoan, but man has a whole line of Tongans. Solo Sikoa in, was it tribal combat, tribal rules? It's something tribal related. But when I tell you guys that I'm gonna be honest, I didn't care about this match until the interferences. Those interferences got me going. Whoa! These interferences got me. Well, not once. I'll be honest. I not once thought Solo was winning. And it's not that that man went like 11 and 70. It was just the fact that I don't think Solo had even had the image, the aura, the presentation, or anything like that to make me go, dude, maybe Solo might win. Like, I don't know if you guys did, but there was not once that I thought about it. But the interferences fucking got me. But he may not be here, but I'm glad me and Smooth talk about wrestling from time to time. We talked about the interferences, and we had two different kind of takes on it, where he believed that Cody kicking out of every finisher in the goddamn book, interferences and all, was okay, while I talked about how Jacob Fatu had ran a mud hole through Cody by himself. Yes, the Gorillas of Destiny did their jobs, they did their work, especially returning legend, especially the quote-unquote GOAT himself. I know he's some of your favorites, and I'm so glad he's back. Botch Machine legend, Camacho. Camacho also did his shit. I'm sure that this man did what he could. And and I'll also say that you may as well have let Tama Tonga hit a gun stun and then GOD hit a magic killer or super power bomb, which for you guys don't know what the super power bomb is. It's a long line of sequences where Tongaloa tackles the opponent into the corner. Tama Tonga does a splash, and then I believe that Tama Tonga sits on the top rope. Tongaloa suplex style lifts him up to Tama Tonga, and then Tama Tonga does a power bomb assisted with Tongaloa, which that's a long sequence, but that's the super power bomb. And I'm not. They may as well have done that. But with those things being added, how you guys could have let Tongaloa do ape shit, he probably would have botched it too. But the things Jacob Fatu did to Cody, this man put him through a table. This man hit him with a whisper in the wind. This man hit him with the BME. Like that was enough damage. That was my point of view. And Smooth was saying that, it's Cody, he's the guy that beat Roman, so it takes a lot to beat him. And then when I listed everything that Jacob Fatu did by himself, Smooth basically went, okay, that might be a little much. Like, for all you guys that play 2K24, WWE also upload for the best match. Imagine your opponent had 4 resiliencies, or for the pin bar style that you guys like or dislike, imagine hitting all your finishers and then Cody kicking out at 2 because the bar was just massive. This isn't Cody being in God mode. This is Cody with hacks. This dude has mods. Like, if there's one thing I have to take away from Cody, it's, can we dim down the amount of violence this dude takes? Not violence, the amount of damage this dude takes. Now, you can have him kick out of 2 finishers. 3, maybe. But when an entire faction drops everything but the Empire State Building on you, I don't think you should be, like, in any contention to basically kick out. And with all that being said, I've listed everything that Solo's done. Also, if there's another thing I gotta say, Cody, you gotta change that finisher, bro. Sorry about that, guys. It was just traffic and shit. But never mind. I'm 2 for 2 on traffic calls here. But but I'm listening to everything Solo did, and that dude did the whole 9 yards. But like I said that I was more interested in the interferences than Solo himself. I am curious, wondering, interested even about the return of the tribal chief Roman Reigns. I'm really curious to see where this goes. Oh, and another thing that he may not be here, but I'm glad that I can bring up our conversations. Smooth asked a question, I believe it was this morning, about asking if Jacob Fatu is world champion material, because I had said that throughout the mauling that was beating up Cody Rhodes, um, I said that it looked more like if I just walked in, I would have assumed it was Jacob Fatu versus Cody Rhodes. So, viewers, do you think Jacob Fatu is world champion material? Now, back to speaking about the world champion and his finisher, and again, I'll continue talking about me and Smooth's conversation. I had told him Cody's got to change his finisher because not everyone needs 3 goddamn crossroads. I believe I've seen Cody hit 3 crossroads pre-world champion run on Chad Gable, Finn Balor. Um, I'm trying to remember. I think he hit 3 crossroads on Shinsuke Nakamura as well. I can't remember if he ever hit 3 crossroads on Seth Rollins, but I told Smooth, and we kind of agreed on it. Not the whole roster doesn't need 3 crossroads, or half the roster doesn't need 3 crossroads. Like literally got everyone getting hit with that move. Like at this point, if you guys could choose out of the stolen playbook of Cody Rhodes, and yes, I do mean stolen because I can name a lot of moves that dude has stolen, going from the Ox Cutter, the Alabama Slammer. Hell, I even think he fucking took Randy's Power Slam. But do you think Cody Rhodes should have a secondary finisher? Because I damn sure think so. I think for anyone that's in the mid card he faces, he should be ending them with the Alabama Slam. Shout out Hardcore Holly. Also, that's another question, guys. Who do you think Cody Rhodes' best tag team partner is? But back to the return of the tribal chief. Now we wait because a lot of people are saying that we're gonna get a war games out of this. Um we're gonna get God and Jacob Fatu and Stolo versus the Usos, Roman Reigns, Zilla Fatu maybe, and I don't know who else they could add. Sami Zayn maybe, Cody maybe. I'm kind of wondering as to who, but yeah, in a war games. Now, if you guys have that patience, that's great. Uh, I don't know if I've got that kind of patience, but maybe I'm just impatient. I'm kind of looking forward to the story because I view storylines and the wrestling in 2 separate vacuums. So for matches that suck but have a great story, I like talking about the story. This match didn't suck, but if I could talk to you about the story, less so the match, because I'm only going to talk to you about interferences, that's probably what's going to happen. Now it's time for a main event, and I know that this is a random upload. I didn't even tweet about this. I probably should have. But if you guys have me on my social, you guys follow Talk for Glory on our socials. Thank you. Talk to us. And if you guys don't already, you guys should have followed the socials as I'm talking. So you guys can follow Young Smooth at Young Smooth TFG. You guys can follow myself at Enigma underscore before underscore on our Twitters, Enigma underscore before on my TikTok, Enigma period before on my Instagram, Enigma underscore before underscore on my Twitch, Smooth1 on his Twitch, Enigma underscore before on my Kick the Gaming website, guys. And there's a lot of wrestling, there's a lot of podcasts, there's a lot of places to upload, but there is one Talk for Glory, and guess what? We are damn near everywhere. So follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Remember, where there's a podcast and where there's wrestling, there's Talk for Glory. And also remember, guys, drop a like, drop a sub. Tell me your favorite match of SummerSlam. I know that a lot of people have their favorites. So viewers, comment down below, what was your favorite match of SummerSlam? Now it's time for the main event. And arguably the best match. Now, this was my best match for the simple fact that, while I think a lot of us maybe 2 months ago were going, yeah, Gunther's obviously winning. As the months went by, we were like, wait, maybe Damian Priest has a chance. Maybe they're going to do a storyline out of this. Maybe it's not just a one-and-done match. And I love the promo work between these two. But I love the match even more. And one thing I constantly have to say is the mobility of Damian Priest must be studied, because Damian Priest and Jacob Fatu have insane mobility, and you don't see that in big people in wrestling, well, in WWE. And when I say the mobility must be studied, I mean I must know this man's yoga, I must know this man's workout routine. This guy can move. And it's funny that if I were to say something like, oh, if Damian Priest was 5'8" and 211 pounds, this dude would be one hell of a light heavyweight. That's something I can't say about someone like John Cena. If John Cena was 5'8", 211, he would just be a muscular 5'8" dude. I can't say that about people like Randy Orton. If Randy Orton was even 5'10", and he was like 210 pounds, I don't think he'll be able to deliver that same style. Damian Priest can deliver whatever style at whatever weight class, and that's the amazing part. But Gunther, the ring general, the longest reigning, greatest Intercontinental Champion, this man has put in work that will be talked about, that will be in the wrestling history books. And hell, some of you guys even argue that this guy is a Superstar of the Year candidate. For you guys that may have forgotten, and keep your eyes out in December, first week of January, the 2023 Superstars of the Year for the women's wrestlers was Rhea Bloody fucking Ripley. And for the men's was Billy Goat, Commonwealth Kingpin, Will Ospreay. The times, they are a-changing. Maybe it won't be Ospreay again. Maybe it won't be Rhea again. Who knows? Maybe we might have someone from 2020 or 2019 or 2021. The times are changing for Superstar of the Year. Gunther, maybe 3 years ago, probably wasn't even in the talks. But in the end, this match had a heel turn, kicking out, screwing, whatever you guys want to call it. The Prince Devitt Finn Balor had betrayed Damian Priest. Remember, these guys are former tag team champions together. He saved Gunther's he saved Gunther by putting his foot on the rope after Priest hit a South of Heaven. And I'm not gonna lie, the photo shot of Finn turning his back on Damian, symbolic. Perfect. Now, I will also say Finn has one of the best heel turns when it comes to wrestling. Whether he's turning on Taguchi in New Japan, forming Bullet Club, or turning on DIY, thinking that he was going to help them attack Undisputed Era, and even betraying Damian Priest here. So something I've said, similar to people like Dakota Kai. Is Finn Balor trustworthy? Is Finn Balor a team player? Can Finn Balor ever be one to go, I would team with him? Because Finn knows that when you're the prince, you stand alone. But you know who isn't alone? Gunther. Because he has gold. This guy only went from WrestleMania to SummerSlam without a championship. Because we all knew that it was only a matter of time. Congratulations, Gunther, the new World Heavyweight Champion. And yes, guys, I'm pretty sure I'm slacking on it. But I do want to tell you guys that I will be giving this match the Talk for Glory star rating. So keep your eyes out for that notification. But guys, thank you for everyone that will be listening to this. Thank you for everyone that will be watching the gameplay. Thank you for hearing the Talk for Glory SummerSlam review. And if you guys haven't already, drop a like, drop a sub, comment your favorite match. Stay hydrated, stay safe, and above all else, well, actually, two more things. Follow the socials, because that's always going to be important, because we love interacting with you guys. So stay safe, drop a like, drop a sub, follow the socials, and above all else, guys, enjoy wrestling.